Madden Football.
The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
For a guy still in his second year in the NFL, this is obviously a big spot for him to try and fill. Able to engineer the victory in the wild card round last weekend. That's got to give him confidence, and it's got to elevate the confidence of his teammates as well. But as he said after the win, things are only going to get tougher from there. He understands the situation he's in. He understands what's ahead of him in this one.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll drop to throw. Swings this out for Hunt. 7 yards there and a first down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. Only able to gain a couple there. 3rd and 7 now. Back to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 18. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid. And that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. It's a gain of 4 there and gives him a new set of downs.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run again with Hunt. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Back to throw here. Buying time to his left. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. They'll run with Hunt on second down. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That second down play nets a -4.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. They're going to look to throw. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Teron Johnson able to pick it. Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
On second down, Jacobs. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Holding offense.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw. Green. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. Second down. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And some room to maneuver. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 56 yards for him on the ground so far. A great start to this divisional round contest.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run right here with Jacobs. They'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Green. Pass delivered successfully to Knox on the out route. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now. It's Brooklyn in possession. A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Green. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. This is brought in by Gibson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a 1st down as well.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Hunt on the draw play, and he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. The Dolphins on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. They'll set up a throw. And again, back to Kmet. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll give to Hunt here on the option. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a 1st down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because It's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
2nd and 4. And that is incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. On the delay, here's Hunt. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They run for it with Hunt. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Holding offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
He's doing his thing. He's got some good yardage, but his team right now in the 2nd quarter, 0 points.
Just not a complete formula. Half of it's there, being able to run the ball and set the tone. What if they may have to go to some play action, throw off the run game, and try and get the ball in the end zone?
I was just going to ask you that same thing. Maybe you use that run now to set up the pass, right?
I would think so because the run has been very effective for them.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Back to throw. Green. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double teamed and sometimes triple teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And on now is the punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. .33 yards is the distance on the punt there, and it'll be Dolphin football.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns. Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10.
That's complete right side to Kmet. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Sanders' kick is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball and pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short. That's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school smash mouth football. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain.
76 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 41-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, you think about it, you got a rookie quarterback at the helm. You're in the divisional round of the playoffs here. That head of his just has to be spinning, doesn't it?
Well, normally you'd have to say yes, but I do think that the way things went last week, how he played in the wild card win, how sensational he was, that'll stop his head from spinning. And now he's in a situation that's getting towards uncharted territory because you've got Joe Flacco, Mark Sanchez, the only 2 rookies to win 2 playoff games in 1 year. He's trying to join that company, but it's not going to be easy to get it done.
3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Green. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Back to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
from 8 yards out.
And the Beats are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Green looking to throw on second down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So they've been unable to capitalize on a great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
Looking on the out route, he finds Shakir. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw. Green. Flushed out right. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This the first of 4 divisional round matchups coming up this weekend. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round games in the AFC. And it looks like a good one, as it's going to be one heck of a battle, that's for sure. We'll continue on and take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's second down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Looking to throw. Green.
Going right back to Knox, and again a completion.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. A throw over the middle taken in. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. They'll look to throw again. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
To throw is Green from the gun on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Back to throw. Green. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Steps away to his left. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
No surprise to see him running again here. Is something he's done throughout this season, and that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Green. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Julian Okwara.
Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Back to throw. Green. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got him in. ahead, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. Hey, you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Green. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Javon Kinlaw picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Looking to throw. Green. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Operating from the gun. Green. Shakir hauls it in. Touchdown! Khalil Shakir, 40 yards. And the Beats have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. And he had time there. I mean, you give any quarterback that length of time, he'll make you pay.
It just puts way too much stress on guys trying to cover downfield because, as you said, you that much time in the pocket, he can scan the field, find the open person. That's exactly what happened there. And what was the end result again?
Touchdown. And now Sean McDermott's made the call. They'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. And in the 3rd quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it'll stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for 2 too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2, right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done, though.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Miami set to take over. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right, safety valve, throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Looking to throw. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. He'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and that'll keep this a 1-point game. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not, it's not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Now they're set up nicely at the 45-yard line after the missed field goal from 55. Running straight ahead is Jacobs.
Oh, that one well designed, as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 95 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun, Green.
Pass complete to Shakir along the sideline.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 25 yards that time.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now, because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Khalil Shakir
with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball, definitely coming from his head coach.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Miami's offense set and ready to go.
And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to this stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
And they'll give to Hunt here on the option. Taken down at the 42. 2nd down at 6 now from the 42.
They're going to look to throw.
That's going to be caught by Waddle.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that will bring up 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw.
Open man is Waddle, complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They'll set up to throw.
Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's a much-needed 1st down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Gets this one to Hill.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
2nd and 3. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. They'll look to throw here.
He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. And it's caught.
And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
1st and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. From 3 yards out.
And the Dolphins have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
So now a big play here as the Dolphins will go for the 2. Back to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And he's gonna be sacked. They came after him. He couldn't get away. And this remains a 2-point game. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs, but with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
104 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again, Green. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
Back to throw. Green. And it's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. You're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round, and they need to come up with something as they get this drive started.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
He'll get this one underneath to Hunt.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
They'll give to Hunt here on the option.
He takes this for 3 to the 29.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. This offense so far on 3rd down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. Under pressure, and down he goes.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
And we all know how talented this guy is, who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Green on 1st and 10. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Green. Flush to... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
They bring their punter out there now as he's on to kick it away. "51 yards on the punt there."
Miami set to take over. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. He'll drop to throw.
Swings this out for Hunt.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Another completion here to Hunt.
And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on here to punt it away. A beautiful fake. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense.
A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Back to throw. Green. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Bradley Chubb drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So they bring out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. .47-yard punt, a return of 4.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker.
Tre'Davious White with a pick. And he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field, and they begin in a glorious spot, to say the least. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try to run this one in. Power on power, but he's not going to get in. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security turn.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Josh Jacobs punching it in from a yard away.
And the Beats get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And it might seal the deal as that makes it a two-score game here with not a lot of time remaining.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So the Dolphins now down by 9. Just under 2 minutes to go. This crowd has stayed with them throughout, but they need 2 late scores to advance in these playoffs as they've got a first down.
Able to find Komet.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Finding Hunt.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's second down. Looking to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hill.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. He finds his man. Complete. It's Harrington.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. The kick by Sanders is good, and that'll move him back within 6 now.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Jacobs from the gun. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They go to a knee here, and with that, it's on to the AFC title game. And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough, tough way for it to end.